President Joe Biden explained our chaotic, divided, and collapsing country in 5 words. America is a nation of pride. Those words explain why our criminal justice system seeks to incarcerate Daniel Penny, the NYC subway Samaritan, why adults think it's important to expose children to drag queens and gay sex acts, why the Toronto Blue Jays dump pitcher Anthony Bass, and why Kanye West, Dave Chappelle, and Kyrie Irving were punished for offering mild criticism of secular Jews. Pride mixed with ignorance. Pride and ignorance are the Bonnie and Clyde of self-destruction. Lethal individually, in tandem, pride and ignorance can wipe out nations. They're in the process of destroying the United States. On Saturday, our allegedly Catholic president published a tweet exposing pride and ignorance's grip on American culture. Above a picture of a rainbow flag flying at the White House, America's 46th president wrote these words: "Today, the People's House, your house, sends a clear message to the country and to the world. America is a nation of pride." A nation of pride. Those words will be written on America's tombstone. Our ignorance of the inherent dangers of pride will be this country's undoing. Pride is not a rainbow flag. It's not a month celebrating respect for and acceptance of alternative sexual lifestyles and genders. It's not a synonym for gay, lesbian, trans, or queer. Pride, as made clear in the Bible, is a deadly sin because it is the gateway drug to idolatry. Let's start with a dictionary definition of pride: a high or an inordinate opinion of one's own dignity, importance, merit, or superiority, whether as cherished in the mind or as displayed in bearing, conduct, etc. Now let's move to idolatry, a religious worship of idols, excessive or blind adoration, reverence, or devotion. The first of the 10 commandments speaks against idolatry. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Pride stands in the way of God. Pride fuels idolatry. Calling America a nation of pride is as damning a criticism of America that has ever been uttered. The criticism is also accurate. Because of our rejection of a biblical worldview and understanding, aka ignorance, pride and idolatry rule America. Black pride, LGBTQ pride, and Jewish pride dominate American culture. Corporate America, corporate media, and social media have trained Americans to treat blacks, gays, and Jews as idols above critique. For writing that sentence, I will be accused of being the black face of white supremacy, a homophobe, and an anti-Semite. That's what happens in a nation of pride. The groups that lean into pride wield the power to silence their critics, and they lend that power to their white political allies to achieve their shared goals. Their shared goal at the moment is a new world order, a one world government, globalism. Pride empowers the secular and the people who place pursuit of power ahead of God. Power is the ultimate form of idolatry. We must do away with all forms of pride: black pride, gay pride, Jewish pride, girl pride. Pride in all forms is harmful and an affront to God. Pride promotes division, even American pride. We should feel grateful to have citizenship in this country, not prideful. Gratitude points to God. Pride points to the man or woman in the mirror. When we point to ourselves for any achievement, we begin the process of making ourselves an idol. We start to revere ourselves, believing we're special and worthy of a heightened level of sensitivity and treatment. We make ourselves above criticism. We cancel our critics. The LGBTQ forced the Toronto Blue Jays to dump pitcher Anthony Bass. Bass, a Christian, reposted an Instagram video that supported boycotts against Bud Light and Target for the company's backing of transgenderism. Kyrie Irving, the NBA star, nearly faced a similar fate as Bass in November when he retweeted a movie poster for a documentary that allegedly argued black people are Jews. Of course, JP Morgan Chase canceled Kanye West's bank accounts, and Twitter banned his feed when he tweeted that he was going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. Pride and idolatry amplify offense and the repercussions for those exaggerated offenses. Blacks, gays, and Jews must be protected at all costs. Even black career criminals are entitled to this enhanced protection. Daniel Penny, a white former Marine, faces incarceration because he made the mistake of subduing Jordan Neely, a homeless drug abuser with a history of violence, on a New York subway. Neely died after Penny restrained him with a chokehold. Given the eyewitness accounts and the facts of the case, the only reason Penny faces manslaughter charges is because he's white and Penny is black. Penny's race is the only reason this story made the news. 20 to 30 black homeless drug abusers will be killed across America this week, and no one will care unless the killer is white. Penny is a victim of black pride. We all are. Pride blinds us from truth. Accusations of racism, homophobia, and anti-Semitism prevent us from exploring holistic and healing truth. Defenders of racial, ethnic, and sexual pride would argue that their elevated protected status is warranted because of the historical oppression they faced. No man, woman, or group is served by being placed on a pedestal. Pedestals create rulers and grant absolute power. Power corrupts. Absolute power destroys. A nation of pride will not last. Don't miss a second of Fearless. Hit that like button and subscribe to keep up with all of our latest content.